What's going on, everybody? This be your boy DJ Anonymous with Sports Biz Music, the podcast, episode 45. And I got a special guest on the show right now. He go by the name of Warnutz. What's going on with you, bro?
What's good, my homie? We chilling out here. Warnutz the loser. South Florida.
So before we get into the show, introduce yourself to the people.
What's good? So yeah, my name, as you said, is Warnutz the loser. I'm a videographer, cinematographer, filmmaker. Work behind the scenes. Also, I'm a sound engineer, recording artist, a producer. I've been doing it for 20 such years, I would say. I've opened a couple studios out here in Florida, in Broward, South Florida, down in Miami too. So I've just been doing it up since, I would say, since the 90s. 90s out here. I'm also a lyricist from the heart. I've been doing it for a minute. I always represent, love all that, MC battles, everything. I always go out there. You can catch me anywhere with hip hop. I'm there. You know?
That's what's up, man. So, when you was younger, like, you gonna start off like when you was like elementary school, middle school. Like, what was like your first passion?
When I was in elementary school, my first passion was comic books.
Comic books.
Yeah, so I was an artist. From before that, I was drawing comics, and I was selling that too. Mm-hmm. But actually, I had left public school and they sent me to a gifted school. So like, I would say like 5th grade, I'd say 4th, 5th, and could have kept going, but eventually I got caught into the music thing, and then that took a whole different detour for me, though. So then that was kind of the end of that. You know?
So what's you more of, a Marvel, DC, or you just all around love comics?
I like them all. I had the DC, I had the Marvel, I had the Dark Horse, and I had there was a couple I can't even remember right now. But yeah, I had a couple. I had the RoboCop versus Terminator. I had the Ninja Turtles versus versus like Batman or something. Some crazy comic way back. I had comics. I got comics of the 80s too. I got comics of the first Venom.
Yeah.
Spider-Man, when he became, when he had the black suit.
Yeah.
Not Venom, but Spider-Man as he was in black. I had that. I had the Punisher, first Punishers too.
So you grew up in the era where comic books was it. That's all you really had.
Yeah. It wasn't as big as now. I mean, back then it was like $2, $1.50 for a comic. And I'm talking about, it's like the 80s though. Yeah. Like 88, I'll buy them. It's way back. That's why I got like 3 boxes, straight 80 comics, until like 94, I'll say. 95.
So did you like keep them all, or did you like flip them?
No, I kept them. I got them all. I still got them in plastics and everything. Even though I don't collect as I should, because I'm so busy doing other stuff now. But I still go out there. I go to Comic Cons, Mega Cons. I try to, as much as I can, keep my ear to what's popping. I still have a passion for it. I want to get back into it, drawing and stuff.
Yeah, because like right now, like they have apps for like the comic books and stuff like that, and also like they with all these shows like with Netflix and Hulu and stuff, like they coming out with all like Black Lightning and the Flash and like a whole bunch of like these superheroes and stuff like that.
Yeah, I've seen that. That's cool. Somebody told me about that too on Amazon. Now you can sell your comics and all that, and publish it and all that. Like, that's cool.
Because like some people they keep their stuff, or maybe one day they want to flip it and just sell it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like I know comic books like now it's like I know it's worth a lot, but it's still mean a lot to a lot of people that grew up in that era.
Yeah, I wanna get back into it. Another thing too, I wanna see if I do a cartoon one day too. That's a passion of mine. Cartoon, like a comedy cartoon,
Yeah.
That's more of a passion than doing a comic book, Because comic books are so played out. I've always thought like cartoon, like Garfield, one of the cartoons is hilarious to me. So I was actually studying a bit for that, how to do it and all. It's a big process, man. It's different from music, but I said one day I'll do it. I'll see, I could draw, I could do it. It's just the animations of doing it, because it takes a procedure for that.
Would you one day, like, which is dope, that have your cartoon, or maybe even one day your own, like, I guess, superhero, and just blend it with your music? Would you ever
That'd be cool.
do that?
Yeah, I would like to do that. Yeah. You know, with music, yeah, that'd be cool. I've seen it before though.
Yeah.
They've been doing that.
Especially with like the anime, they do that a lot.
Yeah, I saw like what's his name, MF Doom, when he did the what was that cartoon with the soda and it was a French fries. You know, they talk. It was an Adult Swim.
On Adult Swim. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, my name is Zilla.
Yeah, one of them. That cartoon was huge, man, at that time though. It's been a minute since.
That was like early 2000s.
Yeah, that's
most
like
kids don't even know about that. Yeah.
But at that time, it was big. I mean, when I was in college at that time, it was huge. And then I noticed MF Doom was mixing that with that, and they had hip hop sounds. Yeah. Or like the Boondocks, you know what I mean? They
would play music
and all that. I said, but my thing would be more just to do a funny. Can we curse it?
Yeah, man.
Okay, a funny ass cartoon. You know what I'm saying? Like there was a show, a recent cartoon I was watching. It was like a fox and a bird. Yeah. Some dumbass shit, but it's on Nickelodeon.
I think I know what you're talking about.
My nephews were watching. Yeah. It's called The What Show or some shit. The regular show.
Yeah, the regular show. Yeah.
Shit had me laughing. It just made no sense, you know.
I mean, with me, like, I like my old 90s to early 2000s, like, you know, cartoons and stuff like that. Like, it just don't compare.
No.
I feel like, for me, real cartoons probably start when I was in high school, so I was like 2008, 2009. So I mean, it's some that like I like watch with my nieces and nephews and stuff like that. But right now, it's just like there's nothing really to watch, and they trying to reboot like the old shows to the new shows. Like,
that's true. I mean, the 80s and 90s they had classic cartoons. You can't top those cartoons like Tom and Jerry.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, The Simpsons, are they still going?
Yeah, they like on season 29 or something.
They've been hot, you know. All them cartoons. I mean, even X-Men, like when they had those Marvel cartoons. Yeah. Spider-Man. All that shit was classics, man. People know about that too.
Yeah, I didn't even know I was just watching Spawn, like the anime series on HBO.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't even know he was black.
I didn't know that either.
I think the creator of, I forgot his name, but he told me like the original Spider-Man is actually black.
Oh, okay.
You know, so a lot of people, you know,
I didn't know that.
They think because he got a mask on and stuff, they, you know, from what he told me in the comic books, you know, he always had the mask on, but he was like, he was black. Oh, you know what I'm saying? And stuff. So
that's why they were trying to put Childish Gambino. Spider-Man. See, there was some history there. That's why,
man. So it's crazy. So, but like when it comes to the music, was it like middle school, high school? Like when did you start like wanting to become an artist or just be involved with some music?
I would say around 10 years old I started getting into it because hip hop was like growing at that time. This had to be like what 1990, 91. And when the whole crisscross came out, I think music hip hop just exploded.
Yeah, I wasn't
like
born
that era.
Yeah, I was born. I was like 92. So
I mean, before that it was popping. I mean, 88. I'm talking about 88, 87. Those years, my sister loved music, so she raised me while I'm jamming to all this music and watching. And then, you know, when the 90s came in, MTV Old Raps and all that, and it just started blowing up, and I became such a fan. I mean, that was all I knew, you know, watching Chris Cross and the Naughty by Natures and the Public Enemy. I used to like Public Enemy, De La Soul, you know?
Yeah, I know about
honestly,
that.
like, I think those times were classics, you know? Everybody at that time was dropping hits, classics.
And it wasn't like
and no internet. There was no internet.
No internet. And nothing wasn't the same.
Yeah, it was brand new.
Yeah,
it was brand new. That's why people, you know, and not that many people were doing it. Yeah, that's another one. You know, there was no, you know.
So how was you when like people like Uncle Luke and Scarface started to come up from the South?
Yeah. Well, out here we were jamming to that because they used to have we had the bass tapes.
Yeah.
So, you know, the Cadillacs and all that. And rest in peace, my stepbrother. He used to jam out to them bass tapes. He had a bunch of bass tapes, and then Luke came in, and the 2 Live Crew and all that. We were jamming to that heavy. This was like 91, I think.
Yeah, I had did some of my homework and like I didn't even know like
he was huge at that time.
Yeah,
too,
they was
man.
beefing with Dr. Dre and
Yeah.
How was that like living in that?
I had heard they had came out here for an event.
Mm-hmm.
They came out here and a big like scuffle happened. Because I mean, Dre at that time was like, he was big already. He was growing up after that. Was right after the NWA, and then he became. Then he started doing his own thing with Death Row. And he was just like doing his own thing. Now he's blowing up. But Luke out here was huge though. Huge. 2 Live Crew. We had all them tapes, man. And Uncle Luke, no, not Uncle Luke, Uncle Al, my bad. The mixtapes and all that. We used to bump those. This is way back, you know what I'm saying? Booty music. That's what they. You go to the parties, that's all they had, booty music.
Yeah.
And it was about bass. We used to every car we had, we used to ride, and we used to put the subwoof, build it.
Yeah.
Bass bumping, bass. It was about who had the most bass.
Yeah, that's. I think that's a southern thing because I heard stories about that. Like back in the day, like whoever had like the best trunk, with the bass and stuff, like won the competition and stuff like that.
Yeah. It was huge out here. It was huge, man, and it was a big market for that. I mean, I would buy speakers left and right. Yo, you got some speakers? We'll buy them off the trunks, man. It's crazy. I mean, you don't do that now. Now it's kind of like, but back then they were valuable, man. Pioneers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Balls, all that, man.
So when did you like first start writing music?
I got into music, like really like, got into it. I shit you not, it was with Dre.
With Dre?
Around 94. Started getting into, I was becoming a fan, but it was just fan.
Yeah.
And then when Tupac they signed Tupac again and they released him to Death Row, that California song, Love California Love. That beat was like, it blew my mind. Honestly, I've always been with the beats first and then
I was like that too, bro.
I said, this beat is crazy, dog. That was like, I said, Dre's, and then I started memorizing the rhymes. Believe it or not, it was Tupac, that first song. Started memorizing it, writing his lyrics, and after that, it turned into me writing some rhymes too. And I was like 10, 11, 12, so. And then I just kept going from there. I would just write the lyrics for every song I had. I'm like, it was just fun for me. I was like, let me write the lyrics so I could jam to it better. And then next thing I know, I'm like, let me write a rhyme. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have fun with it. Because they'll have the little break beats and they would just be the instrumental. Yeah. So then you're like, let me. But it wasn't like, I want to be a rapper. Nah, I just love jamming to it. Yeah. So and then it just kept leading from there.
So did you like ever I guess like the talent shows in school?
That all started around 16. Yeah, 16. Like that was 90s, and then 16 I started doing like parties, little backyard parties. And high school, talent shows. But the funny thing, I would go do talent shows in other high schools. I wasn't doing not in mine for some reason.
What high school you went to?
I went to American.
Okay.
Right here. So, but I started doing shows in Barbara Bowman, here, there, bam. So, and then with hip hop, you start meeting connects from everywhere. So you start having friends that are not even friends from that high school. Yeah. And I had got it off the rip, picked it up quick, so we started meeting all the best rappers from H&M, from here, from there, even from down all the way to high school, all the way down there in Opelika. Central. Central. Yeah, we got some guys over there, good, talented kids, man. Yeah. I shit you not, talented. We had talent at 17. Shit. We linked up after that. This was 16, 17. We almost got signed to like Warner Brothers. Oh shit, you not. So it's crazy.
So like, what happened? What happened with the whole situation with Warner Brothers?
Yeah, we went to a BMI party. They had a party at South Beach, so we would do shows, parties, and all that. And DJ Cool G, I believe his name was, from 99 Jams at that time. They were hooking us up. We would do drops. So we would go to these parties. Juvenile was there, Bubba Sparks, Bow Wow was there.
Yeah.
Even Alicia Keys, she had just came out.
Wow.
Fresh. I mean, now you think like, what the hell? But things didn't go as it planned because we had too many managers.
Yeah.
And there was too many guys in the camp we had. It was like 10 guys, six managers. So when the contracts came in, everyone they want their piece. Oh, 50 here, 50 there.
Yeah, so like it was pretty much
everybody was just clashing and no, we're gonna take them two only and we're gonna leave us behind. I said, you know what, I'm done. And I was young, man. I was like 18 already.
So you already knew how the industry was.
Yeah, man. We were winning shows and everything, man. We were moving quick. I mean, it's life,
So what happened after that?
After that, I left. I did my own thing. In 1920, I started. I was always a producer. I always had a studio since I was like 13, 14. Had drum machines, all that. So by the time I was 19, 20, I just did my own thing. I said, you know what, I'm gonna leave everybody, I'm gonna do my own thing. And started making my own music, beats. And I ended up working for Telemundo, the studios. I worked there for a bit. I was working for a TV show called The Roof. Back in the days, yeah.
I don't know. I probably,
It was a reggaeton TV show. Back in like 2002 or one of them years.
Maybe I had friends because I had a lot of Cuban and Dominican friends and stuff like that. So
yeah.
And then I ain't had cable at one point, so I probably watched it. So so how was that? Like it was
cool. It was a learning experience. You know what I'm saying? So I got to learn. I was a sound engineer guy, so I was just learning from the real sound engineer. I was just like doing the internship in the beginning. Then I got the job. I was there. I was the producer's assistant. You know what I mean? Got to see how the things worked out there. And then, I got kind of bored because it was just repetitive, I didn't know TV show was like back the same old thing every day. And after that, what year was that? I was going to school at that time too. I was studying. I was going to one of these sound engineering schools still, so it was just too much for me. So I bounced. And I just kept doing my music, man. Kept doing mad shows. I was doing mad shows at those times, like. And during that time, from like the mid 2000s all the way to like 2010, I eventually opened the studio. I eventually opened the studio down in Miami, and I had a lot of clients coming in. But the problem was that I was kind of like running the show by myself, and it was tough. You know what I mean?
So it was like a one-band
job, and doing the sound engineering, and I was just draining myself, man. Draining myself. So I closed it. After a year and change, I closed it.
So how was like? Did you have like any big names or up-and-coming artists that was clients that eventually?
Well, mainly locally, just locally around the area. Local artists. Artists that were kind of popping. In their blocks, neighborhoods. And people knew me. They were like, okay, let's go to this guy. He knows how to mix. I had been doing it for a minute, so I got into that world. I wasn't like really doing my music,
Yeah.
And then there was just so many artists in there that like they're just training me, you know what I'm saying? I was like, you know what? Somebody had told me like, yo, when you get back into your music, you're really good at what you do. You always helping people. I said, yeah, I think I'm gonna do that now. There was just so many artists I had going in there that mixing and do this and do that. I said, you know what? I'm gonna close this and go back to my shit,
Like as an engineer, cause like it's something that I always want to ask an engineer, like what is like how is it like working with different artists and stuff and just mixing and matching, like how is like the experience, like what's the positive and the negative about doing that?
Sound engineering, man, it's you gotta have a lot of patience, man. You know what I mean? Patience, and you gotta know what you're doing. Like you gotta know, because sometimes people. You may know all the answers, but somehow there's always a question that pops up. You're like, what? It's like out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
Yo, you think you could do my vocals and add this and that? And then it flips your whole thing. Then you gotta go in there, do this and that.
Yeah.
Basically, get creative with it. You know what I mean? Do some reverbs and all that. So, and in the long hours too. That was kind of like the thing for me. Being a sound engineer is like you gotta be there all day, man, all day. Because mixing. Even though I've been mixing for years, 20 years, but you mix and it sounds great, and you hear it in the car, there's always something that's not right. You're like, you know what? and you got to keep going and going. You could be mixing a record for maybe a month. That could be one song, 2, 3. Now, I mean, as you get the skill, you can mix albums now quick. You know what I mean? I can mix an album in like a month, 2 months. You start getting your little techniques, your skills and trades and all that, and you apply that. You know.
So what happened after you closed down the studio?
After I closed that was like 09. I closed it. It was like 08, my bad. 08.
Yeah.
I closed it, and then I had moved over here, more up north. So I had moved. I built another studio over there, and I was just focusing on my music. So I got back into it. I remind this like 2009. Started working. Then I went heavy. Those years like 2010, 11, 12, it was just strictly recording. I was just doing mixtapes. I did like 8 mixtapes and albums, and did like 5 albums,
Yeah, because when I looked you up on iTunes, I'm like, this dude got a lot of body of work.
Yeah. And then my thing was that at that time I started doing so much stuff that I had the program to do video and all that, but it wasn't what it is now. It wasn't so advanced as it is now.
Yeah.
So I let it go. I saw it look like Nintendo to me.
Yeah.
It looked like playing Nintendo, so it was too slow. I said, I'm not even gonna get into that. I'm just doing music.
Yeah.
But not knowing that you need your videos for an album, I was just doing too much music for no videos. You know? So those 3-4 years, I just did mad work, and then what is it? 2012. I did so much. I said, somebody's like, yo, you gotta get out the studio. And it was true, So in 2013, I started doing shows. I got out there. I said, I'm done with this. No more recording for me. I got it all on my
you got all that,
Got back out to the shows, man. Rhyming, getting out there and tearing shit up. You know what I mean?
Like doing like the ciphers and all that
Ciphers,
too.
all that. Ciphers, MCing, freestyles and all that. Those years I was heavy. Going out there, open mics. You know what I mean? Linking with the best out here. You know?
So how was your first experience going to performing in a show like for the first time in a while?
I had to get back in the groove, man. It's like the gym, you know what I mean? I had to, like boxing, you know? I was kind of rusty on my punch. But yeah, it had been like, I'll say 2 years, 2-3 years since I had been out there. And I got into it quick, you know what I'm saying? A couple, maybe a show or 2. I started getting my groove. But by the time 3rd show, I was like, all right, we ready. Boom, started doing mad shows. Started meeting with other promoters. Promoters started linking me up with other promoters. Like, yo, let them do a show over there. This was like 2013, so. Started doing mad shows out here in Broward for a lot of them. Came back to Miami, did a couple shows out there. You know. And I did that till I did that for like 2 years.
2 years and then
what
happened
like
after that?
After that, I moved to California. Yeah, I went out there 2015 and lived out there till close to 2017, I think.
What's the difference is because I've been to LA a couple months ago and I was only there for 2 days and I started noticing it's a big difference. It's a bigger city and I'm like, it's too much.
It's a big city. Yeah,
like they make Miami look like
it's small compared to. It's huge, man. When I went to LA, I didn't know how huge it was.
Yeah, even New York and shit, like LA is just way bigger than New York too. Like it's crazy.
Which one? Out of New York, you said?
Yeah, like I had shout out to my girl Valona Denise. She an artist from Jersey, but a lot of artists from Jersey they go to New York and stuff. But she started going to California. She actually out there right now to live. That just to build her credit up there. But she was telling me LA is way bigger than New York. Like I never been to NY, so she was just explaining to me the difference. Like LA is it's spread up.
Yeah, it's spread out.
Because where I was like 2 hours, hour and a half away from Compton, so I was like, damn, and it's still considered LA, the area I was in. So.
The thing with LA is you gotta drive to one section to the other, it's like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So that's why when they say you have an audition or whatever, you gotta leave you can be there at 1 p.m. It's not like here to be at 10 a.m. be there at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
Over there is 1 p.m.
Yeah.
They say that because the traffic is crazy out there.
Yeah, it's worse than Miami.
Traffic, and it's like 6 lanes, and it's still packed.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a baby compared to LA.
Of course.
Size, traffic, and people. I didn't know how humongous that was, man. It was crazy. I mean, I started getting a little irritated by the traffic. I was like, dang.
Yeah, I'm like, we got traffic, but not like you like with Miami, you gotta like.
It's getting hectic now. You know what I mean?
But you still gotta catch like you still know what time traffic starts and stuff.
Yeah.
LA is like pretty much the whole day. Yeah.
If you want to go to the beach, good luck, man. You be there 2 hours, man. You know what I'm saying? Trying to. No, not even. No, yeah, like 2 hours, man.
But a lot of
I used to live in the Los Angeles area to get to the beach. Like, you know, I did a couple auditions or whatever with VH1 and stuff, and a couple videos too. I was out there. Man, I'll get there late sometimes, man. I'll be there like 20 minutes late, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, what happened? I said, damn traffic, man.
But a lot of them said that they like our waters over here better than over there.
What? Oh, like you talking about
the Californians? They say our water is clear, it's cleaner.
Yeah.
And it's tropical. Over there, you know, people don't realize that if you haven't been to LA, it's like the desert. Like the whole West Coast is like the desert.
Basically, it's a desert.
So it's just like, I'm like, nah, I ain't like, I want to live here. I'll visit, probably have like a house when I become like rich and stuff. But I'll stay in my behind. I'll go back to like Florida and like have a couple places up in Atlanta somewhere.
Yeah. Then when you in LA, you kind of miss the East Coast flavor. You start missing it. I was missing it too. You know what I mean? And it's funny because I'm over there and they say I'm East Coast. I'm like, nah, not really. I'm from Florida.
Yeah.
But you know, New York and so you know that whole East Coast, you have that flavor. But LA's a whole nother ball game. They really are not. You know, they have their own swag, their own thing. And I was like, wow, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's really, I mean, you see it in the movies, but it's really,
it's really like that. Like even
and the city looks like that too.
Yeah. Like even the state. Like I was telling them, I was asking like how far. I'm a tourist, so I'm like, how far is LA? Like how far is like Oakland? They're like 8 hours. San Diego is even, it's like 2 hours.
Yeah, you know, like 3 hours.
So I'm like, damn, like it's really that. It's really big.
I have a homie in San Francisco, so I was like, all right, cool, I'll go meet you. How long is it? It's like 5, 6 hours. No, 6 hours. I said, whoa, 6 hours. That's a whole nother state. No, I'm good. No, I can't do that right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which is not bad. I mean, the same thing here going to Atlanta. You know, it's like 6 hours.
Yeah, like going to Pensacola is about the same.
But over there, you still in the same state, though. You keep driving, you still there. You still got to drive 2 more hours. You still there. To go to Seattle, though, it's like a whole nother day to try to.
Yeah.
It's huge, man. But like you said, Atlanta's a big desert. I drove. I never flew out there. I drove from here. I drove over there. Drove back. When you're driving through the whole thing, it's all desert. And you notice it becomes like a city. And then the thing over there, they ain't got no water, man. They be, you know what I'm saying? They have no rain, no nothing.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. The one thing I love about LA though, it get cool at night.
It's cool at night, yeah.
I love that. Like I wish Miami
got
was
that.
Like that.
Yeah, wish Miami. Everybody says that, yeah. They say that. And you know, what's cool about LA is the filming, man. Everybody's filming. You know what I mean? Everybody you know, they filming, got a camera. You know, you want to do a film or something, there's water out there.
So what was you doing out there, like in LA?
Well, I went out there. I was doing this project, mixing, and we're doing a new project. But the project didn't come to, you know, the people I was with. They decided to clear. You know what I mean? It wasn't coming out as it should have. You know, so everyone's, you know, they saw LA was like, nah, no, I'm bounce. So the project I was working on had mad beats and all that. So basically, the project got canceled. And I was mixing it, and that's it. All right, got canceled. Basically, I was out there alone. So I stayed out there for a bit. And did some film stuff, you know what I mean? The auditions and all that, they were calling me. But I decided to oh shoot, the camera went out over there. I decided to go back. Yeah. To come back over here because I want to get back into rap, you know what I'm saying? And I had homies that were telling me, yo, let's, you know, do the music videos and all that. And at that moment, I needed to do more music videos.
Yeah.
Remember I was telling you all the albums I did and
Yeah.
a couple years back, I said, you know, and then I could do new videos, which I'm still doing now, incorporate a lot of people from South Florida. And, you know, so they can come out and, you know, show a lot of talent that's out here. You know? So that's why I came back. Because over there I wasn't really doing no rap after that. After my project was canceled.
Yeah.
I said, let me come back out here, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's been like that ever since, you know?
So what you doing like right now?
Right now, I've been, while I was traveling, I flew back to, I went to England.
Okay, how was that? I never been out there.
I just flew out there in this January.
Yeah.
Went out there, I got a homie of mine, and now we have an EP that we did a couple years back.
I think, what's his name?
T-Rock.
Yeah, I had heard him on one of your tracks.
Yeah, T-Rock. Shout out to T-Rock, man. He's dope, man. He's an artist too. And he's like if he's from here, from America, man. He rhymes.
Yeah, he sound like
he got his shit perfected, man.
Like I can hear the accent, but he sound like he's from over here.
Yeah. He's been studying it a lot. So we did an EP. But I'm talking about a couple years back, you know. But it wasn't until now. I said, you know what, I'm gonna fly out there. We'll do the video. And when I went out there, we recorded new music. Started recording new music. And you know, we didn't finish what we did, so we just shot the video. I came back, but I will fly back because they want to see they set up shows and stuff. And I like it out there, man. Very hip hop.
Yeah, that's why.
Very hip hop.
That's what a lot of people said that England they still buy CDs and pre-order and stuff like that, like the Netherlands and all that. Like,
yeah, I mean, I went to a show out there. The shit was packed, man, packed, like hip hop shit. It wasn't even like, you know, they don't give a fuck. They're not really jamming to, you know, what's popping out here.
Yeah, well, you ever thought about just focusing your music out there more because of that?
Maybe, yeah, I thought about it. Thought about it because I noticed like out there I've got people in Germany and recently shout out to Don Stormy, my dog. We just did a track. I've been hitting Nigeria.
Nigeria is
so I noticed how hip hop it is out there.
And Canada too, Toronto.
Canada, yeah. I haven't hit that side too much. I don't know, but I know they're into that battle rap and stuff. I've seen a couple of them battle, the owners of those battle raps, they've hit me up. But Nigeria, Germany, and London, hip hop, man. I said, man, it's love out there, you know. And they into the art, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they get a lot of views out there. They do videos and they getting like 50K.
Yeah.
You know, over here it's hard for us to get.
Yeah, cause I'm not even gonna lie. Like I thought about just, you know what? I'm just like, fuck it. Let me just focus on international, like with anything, cause especially with music, they appreciate it. Like they really appreciate music. Like I remember Waka Flocka a few years ago. He was like, he went over there because his music is more appreciated over there than it is over there.
No way, I didn't know that.
So it's just like
good stuff.
You see a lot of art, artists transitioning slowly to international. Where it's like funny because the international people come over and they get the love that I feel like we deserve from our own country. But it's like even like in the state, like when I went to LA, I'm like, damn, it's the city life, but it still had that hospitality where, you know, like, oh, you from Florida, so like they looking at like, I could get myself out there in that region because they know like the South is still, you know, still making moves right now. So
I mean, because there's a lot of artists coming from Florida too. I mean, Little Pump and all these guys.
What you think about the new artists right now?
I think it's dope, man. I mean, of course, like what they say, you know, that it's not you know, it's not lyrical or whatever or hip hop, but it's a whole new era, man. I mean, you can't fight that, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, our music was our music, that music is that now, you know what I'm saying? But I like it in the sense that I feel like these guys now, they grind, you know? They know how to get this shit out there, and these dudes get like 70K, you know, million views, you know what I'm saying? And, I mean, they did a recent show out here. What was it, Rolling Loud Tour? Right here, I saw it. I said, damn, I've never seen a hip-hop tour that packed here in Miami right there like that. First time. I mean, it was like packed. Like I saw what's his name, Lil Pump. And the crowd was just like, it was just insane to me. It was like a wave of you couldn't even see people. All you saw was just a black shadow, just people. You know what I'm saying? And all type of people in there, man. I was like, yo, this is crazy. It looked like Germany or something. Like,
I actually hit up the owners of Rolling Loud. You know, hopefully they'll get back up with me. Like, we set up something up. Yeah. Because it's something like, I always want to interview like the creators of like these festivals, because I feel like that's another thing that the generation is taking advantage of, is the festivals. Yeah. You know, you don't need radio like that no more, because radio is already, it's very different from, you know, when we was listening to it, you know, especially with Shoe. Like, I know the radio wasn't really about politics back in the day. So like right now, it's just like
that's true. That's true.
Even underground radio is politics right now. So it's just like
the thing too, man, is like so much social media that people have too much info of people. You know, back then it was hard to get info from people. Like, oh yeah, this guy was walking his dog and he fell. You know what I mean? And they got you know, they got video of that and all, and then that's what people want to hear. They want to talk about, you know, so much different stuff.
But would you think that like it would make like radio like even, you know, better, because of like you got social media, you can find these artists and just like reach out to them and stuff like that? Because I'm pretty sure artists reach out to the radio stations and stuff like that. Yeah. I know it's not particularly the local stations' fault. Because, you know, they got to follow, like, All Hard and Cost Media and all that. But it's still, like, you know, you still have the power to at least play, like, 5 or 6, you know, artists probably, like, every other 2 hours or something like that. At least because I get tired of listening to the same songs. It's, like, it's ridiculous. Like, that's why I'm on iTunes or I go on YouTube, SoundCloud. Like,
that's what I like now. I mean, well, people have variety to choose from, you know? But they still have the system like that, you know what I mean? Like, when I was gonna work for Clear Channel one time with 103 The Beat. I'm talking about years back. And they had shown me the whole system, the rooms and all that, the back rooms, and these systems are automatic. They're just playing the same songs over and over. All the you know, they just playing buttons, talk when they gotta talk, boom. And play and play you know, they play the same songs, you know what I mean? So people, but now with the internet, they could change up, you know, they could hear different. Like back then, it was hard for us to find that song that we liked, you know. Man, what's that song that you like, the underground song? Now it's like so much variety. That's why, like, you have so much different artists now coming out, different styles and this and that. You know, that's what I think.
That's what's up. So now let's get to the big, like, the question I like to ask, you know, certain people, especially you, because you have more knowledge. What you think about the eras of the 90s and the 2000s? Like, what you think was like the era that stood out the most?
I would say, well, not because I grew up in it, but I would say the 90s.
The 90s?
I think the 90s really stood out. I mean, because the 80s had the classics, you know what I mean? Those joints, there was the beginning, and there was the classics. But when the 90s came in, it picked up real quick. It was like, it was the fastest grow in 10 years, you know what I'm saying? When you look back, it was only 10 years, but there was so much stuff in the 90s, you know what I mean? And when you look from 91 till 99, I felt like it was way different already. It was like a whole nother world, man. When you look to 2001 and 2009 and 10, it's not that different. I felt like it looked kind of the same to me. Like, it did change, though, a big change. Not like the 90s, though. And 90s had a lot of classic acts, you know? A lot of classic acts that now we still go to the shows, and Cypress Hill, one of them, you know, De La Soul. People still go, they still pack houses, you know? And then you talking about 2000, right? You were asking? 2000's dope. I think the 2000, the money started coming in. So I remember I went to a party and I was dancing with Pharrell. Pharrell wasn't that big at that time like that. He was big, but he wasn't like what he is now. And Pharrell was just there was a bunch of artists coming out.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time, there was so much money being given in those contracts. Like, it was big videos. It was just back-to-back big videos with all these people. I'm like, damn, in 2000, everyone was like rich.
Yeah.
You know, they had, I don't even remember, but they had a show called 106 in Park.
Oh, yeah, of course. That was like mine.
With
like,
Free and AJ and stuff. And at that time, to me, that was like a big move right there. They had a bunch of videos and great R&B songs in 2000s, you know? But I feel like a lot of those artists then remain classics, like classic acts like the 90s, you know? And then the 90s was just more crazy. You didn't get to that flashing era yet, you know? Everybody was just hardcore and live when they performed, and you know? But I think the 90s was the, you know, it was like a golden era, you know?
How was that East Coast, West Coast, like,
East Coast, West
time
Coast?
was, especially down here with, you know, I looked up a lot of interviews. They said a lot of people from down south, like the Master P's and everybody, were just like in the middle of it. You know, they was doing their own thing and stuff like that. Like, how was it?
Yeah, I mean, people in Miami really they kept doing what they do. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think it was. I think it was glorified. You know what I mean? It was over exaggerated. I mean, like they say, I think the media, they blew it bigger than what it was. You know, and you know, I don't want to get into how he got shot and all that, but you know, it was a situation that happened, but people had transformed that into like, you know, government, FBI, and this and all that, and then they started throwing that with the you know, with the East Coast and West Coast and all that, and I think it was just loony, you know what I'm saying? I think people just got caught up in the moment, and it wasn't, you know, the magazines, I think they just wanted to make a buck off of that, you know. And look how much they pushed it. I mean, that happened for like a year, right? All that, and they pushed it, and then, you know, this guy got shot, and then, you know, Biggie got killed, you know, for mad young, man. He was like, they were both just coming up. They were like
24, 25.
We didn't even really see them.
Yeah, they wasn't even in their prime yet.
Not even, man. They had just came out. Like, it was like they had been out, but in like blown up like that, it was like 2 years the most, you know. So
it's crazy because I was like to ask, like, especially like someone that's older, that's old enough to see that like, all this stuff going on, like the NWA and the East Coast West Coast beef and the emerge of the South and stuff like that. Like I just like, you know, answering that question to the older people and stuff. So I
think it was just overreact. People just over exaggerated. You know what I'm saying? The media and all that. They just blew it out of proportion, and it wasn't like that. You know what I'm saying? Remember when they had the social wars and everybody was like beefing and all that? You know, I mean, at that time when all that was happening, a lot of them, it was brand new to them too. Like they was like, what the hell's going on here? You know what I'm saying? I mean, they had the little altercations before that and after that. You know what I mean? I've heard little stories here and there, but it was like, what the hell? You know, I think media was just hyping people up. It's like when you get into a fight, you got your man's right there, yo, punch him, man, punch him. And then you like, you won't let him talk to you like that? Yeah. I feel like a lot of that was happening. So then when those guys got shot, everything went, you know, everything got shut down. And it's crazy because then after that, I felt like hip hop took a whole nother turn. It was like as we say, I think 98 was like a big year, man. I think 98, a lot of hardcore artists came out that I think 98 is one of the best years.
My cousin, I think he said either 97 or 98.
98. I would say 98.
98 was the best years?
Yeah, 98.
Busta Rhymes.
98 was like one of the best. I would say it's probably up there. 98 was like DMX came out, you know, you had Big Pun. It was hardcore. It was no holding back.
Yeah, Trick
and
Daddy.
That was the music. It wasn't like 96. It was more like we were dancing. But when it got to 98,
what was like your favorite like albums in that year?
That year, I like the Outkast. What was that? I forgot the name of the album. Aqua or something. Aquarius or something. That album. I was jamming to Junior Mafia. DMX, Jay-Z. Jay-Z had just came out though. Yeah, it just came out. So he wasn't really like his album wasn't. The first one was dope though.
Yeah.
Reasonable Doubt, but the I think the Hard Knock Life had just came out.
Yeah.
So I was liking that. Of course, Redman was big that year.
Yeah.
I felt like Redman found his niche finally. He was like funny but hardcore.
Yeah.
I said he got it now. Yeah, because before he was just wild. And then when he got there, I said now he's doing it. He's getting $1 million videos. That's good. He rocked it. He was rocking it that year. Puff Daddy too. You know what I mean? 97, that was his year. But he was rocking too though, man. I was jamming to the Victory, all them songs.
But just for like hip hop, like 98 was like the best year.
I would say, I would say it was the best year because everybody was making money that year. You know, Nori was hot. Nori too. There was a lot of acts, man. A lot of rap acts at that time. I was going to the shows too at that time. I was out there.
Yeah.
I was enjoying them. It ain't nothing like those years though.
Yeah, a lot of people tell me that like it was just crazy back in them days. Like
crazy, and the performances were Busta Rhymes. He was huge those years. It's huge. But I can't take nothing from what's going on now compared to that. Now it's like they just packing houses though. Yeah. Like it's huge now.
And I feel like it's more like shows, like it's more like events going on.
Yeah.
Like a lot of like places are starting to realize that we need to have like our own festival and stuff, or like our own like event where we could have artists come in like annually. Like, I know up in Toronto, they just started doing like their little festival for their city, and it's like I think like 3 or 4 years old right now. Shout out to my girl Sheffy. She's from down here, but she went up to Toronto.
Oh shit!
She tell me like all the time, like Toronto is like. It's like Miami, but in reverse. And like people really appreciate the music. And it's just like,
I've heard that too, man. That they say that it's like Miami.
Yeah, because it's so diverse.
But in the sense of you get that love back and all that. It's different out there.
Why you think that it's hard down here really to get that love, especially down here in Miami?
I mean, Miami's Miami, man. It's competitive. People are tough out here. I'm from here, so. And people out here, they out here, they hustlers, man. They grind a lot. Everybody's about, getting theirs, you know what I'm saying? So it's tough. It's very, like I said, competitive, man. I mean, compared to, and then, New York is around the corner. So with all that, things that were popping in New York had like, I felt like the vibe like us, but they were more like the cold. We were the sunshine. You know what I'm saying? And they would come out there over here to rock. Do live shows but I felt like Miami's still young. I was looking at that. You know what I mean? Like when I was in LA, people tell me, but Florida's like young compared to us. Like, and I kind of believe that. It's like we're kind of like babies compared to New York and LA. They've been out here. You know what I'm saying? Like those cities been they've been cities.
They got history. You know what I'm saying?
Not as many years as Florida. But I think that eventually Florida is gonna grow. You know what I'm saying?
You think Florida, like how like Atlanta, how it is, like Atlanta, and having a streak in hip hop for about 20 years now.
Yeah.
Do you think that it's because it's more unity up there than it is down here?
Yeah, I would kind of say. Because the community, I felt like they're smaller out there.
Yeah.
But it is older, I feel too. I've been out there. I go out there a couple times. I went out there for this Rock Nation thing, and I saw. I mean, it's a lot of producers, a lot of great talent. I saw in ATL. You know what I'm saying? And they've been doing music. I think way longer. I think.
Yeah.
Being honest. Like all Outkast and Ludacris and all these guys. I mean, and even before that, I mean, I can't even name.
Yeah, like the Goody Mob and all that.
Yeah, like Goody Mob and stuff like that. A lot of artists were coming out there from ATL, and they were there since 78, 80s. You know what I mean? It's just that things didn't really start popping till once the New York thing popped, and then they came in and they just took over after that.
Yeah, I can say that, like, Miami, we still consider young, especially, like, I always felt like, even though Luke came out with the Beauty Shaking Music, I felt like Trick Daddy and JT Money was, like, the they brought in the hip hop, like the lyrical, like they was telling people about like the struggle in Miami.
Like Trina
and like all of them, like then later on we had the Pitbulls and the Rick Rosses and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like they show people not just the women and the beaches and stuff. They show that like we have like these communities down here that we go through a lot of stuff, and like it's just storytelling about the city. You know what I'm saying? So,
and I mean you can't take that, because we were popping out here. We had a lot of big songs out here too, like that with Trina and what was that song? You know, no man.
Yeah.
Those songs were huge, man. Like Luke too. Luke, all them songs, and a lot of them songs they blew up, man. Who else we had out here? We had Pitbull too. You know what I mean? I remember seeing Pitbull. I used to see him at Telemundo.
Yeah.
Go out there a couple times.
My best friend went up to DC, and then he went to the African American Museum up there.
Yeah.
And like they divide like the different like artists who have made impacts in different regions. And Pitbull's actually in the southern region, because I thought about it, but it's true. Like Pitbull, especially for like for Miami, like in the early to mid 2000s, like I can say mid 2000s, like 04, 05.
Yeah.
Like he helped, not only with the Miami community, but also with the Latin community.
Yeah, exactly.
That like he was like basically saying that us Miami and like Hispanics could rap. Yeah. So he already had Pun and stuff already in Fat Joe, but like he was just like, I guess like giving a reminder that like we here.
They're coming from Miami too, We didn't have too many artists. I feel like artists are more coming from Miami now.
Yeah, now, like it's,
and even rapping like lyrical like that. I don't say lyrical, but I think Rick Ross,
Yeah, Rick Ross, yeah.
Rick Ross probably has to be like the most rapper that came out with that complex rhyming from Miami.
Yeah,
that blew up.
Yeah, I can never go.
I mean, we were known. They always stereotype over down here for other type of sound. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like booty shaking, this, that, and dancing women. But Rick Ross, when you hear him, at first he did come out. But you hear him now, it's very complex, man. His rhyme style it still has the flavor from here.
Yeah, like
it's good, man. I check his stuff out. I'm like, that's dope, man. Yeah, I was used to see him too at the parties. He got the chicken fingers too. I don't know if you've been out there to around the corner, right? Over here.
Yeah, figure licking.
Yeah,
Wingstop and all that.
Wingstop and stuff. Yeah.
So like a lot of people, like the culture down here in Miami, especially with the strip clubs, like like I have like my fiance, her family from New York, so they would sound like it's so different down south. Like it's like I have food. Yeah. At the strip clubs. I don't know if LA is like that either. I don't know if LA got food or
I don't think so, man. I went out there. I don't think they ain't got no beer. They ain't got no drinks, man.
Do you think like this is a southern thing that like we actually have food in the strip clubs? Like, and the food be good.
I used to go to the strip club right here in the morning for free breakfast. Yeah. I used to go out there. But because in LA they don't have no beer, nothing, so you can't even drink. Yeah. And I like it out here because it's freedom. It's more freedom, and the girls are butt naked, Yeah. Over there they not.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, I heard
over
that.
here it's more freaky, you know what I mean? You got the women butt naked eating too. Yeah. It's like freedom. You can do whatever you want. You can drink till, Miami's different. You can stay up till 4 a.m. Parties don't close. Over there, LA's different, man. They close at 1.
Yeah, I even heard New York like that too. Like honestly, like
New York too, a bit. Yeah.
They don't really. Their clubs don't really stay. Yeah. Like you know how they say that New York is like it never sleeps, but I feel like I always felt Miami was like that. Like
I see that too. I know what you mean. Man. They say the city don't sleep, but when you go out there, it's kind of like things they shut down at 11. I'll taking the train. I mean, I was there and I was in New York a couple months ago. Yeah. I got family out there, so I go and it was freezing. I remind you. And I got on the train. There was nobody in that train. 10 p.m.
Yeah, like
and I had to go from like Queens to Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Like a bad neighborhood. I was like,
yeah, LA was like that too, like downtown.
Nobody in that train. I said, what the fuck? Maybe I'm in the worst neighborhood or what? I don't know what, but even Manhattan too. You go out there and things start shutting down already by 12-1. You don't see that much people out there. LA's really, I mean, they go to sleep quick.
Yeah.
My clubs close like at 12:30, man.
Wow.
Yeah, so when you come from over here and you go over there, it's like, damn.
And I'm not even a club person, but just like DJing and stuff.
Yeah, you know,
like,
I mean, in the environment, not even club, but just, you know,
even restaurants.
anything.
Like restaurants over here is open like almost like till like 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. The thing over there too, that they start the shows early. Everything starts at 7 p.m., 8 p.m., and they like everything, boxing.
Yeah.
Everything starts early. You know what I'm saying? So by the time it's early, 11:30, you shut down. Boom. You ain't got till like 12:30. I'd say go home after that.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
But and we don't do that. By 11 p.m. is when we start. You know?
Yeah, we start and then like go get something to eat.
That's why I like Vegas.
Vegas like that. That's why I was telling people like
I used to drive to Vegas all the time from LA.
Yeah, people always say like Miami's trying to be the New York. Like nah, Miami's trying to be the Vegas of the South. Like they trying to bring in.
Yeah.
Cause think about it, we got a whole bunch of casinos. A lot of people know that, like in Dade and Broward. Like it's a lot of.
They growing. They're growing like out there. They got a lot of stuff out there. But people in Vegas, they tell me, yo, man, I gotta go to Miami. I've never been out there. So they're like, I gotta get out of here. Same, you know, people. The grass is greener where you from, you know what I'm saying? So they want people out here want to go out there, people over there want to go over there, you know. But I think Vegas is close to Miami when it comes to the party. I mean, as a matter of fact, I'm going to Vegas again in a couple months. I'm gonna go renting a penthouse with some friends.
That's what's up, man.
So I've been out there like I used to go all the time, man. I already know Vegas, and I still love it. People in LA go to Vegas to party.
Yeah.
You know? Unless you party like in Hollywood, but Hollywood, man, they shut things down.
Yeah. So before we end the podcast, I got a couple of questions. The first question is like, who's in your top 5 of all time?
Okay. Top 5 of all time. Ooh. I got a bunch, but I'll just throw some names out there. So
you ain't gotta put it in the order.
All right, top 5. No groups, right? Solo acts.
No, it could be groups.
Could be groups. Okay. I'll say I think Jay-Z. I'm talking about as in everything. You know, what they did, success and everything. Jay-Z. I think this is pretty tricky. Tupac.
Yeah.
I think Tupac did a lot. I think Wu-Tang as a group. I think they're the best.
I feel like
even if you don't like them, I always when I first heard them, I said this group is gonna be the best. And they didn't even do hits like that, but it was the idea, the business of bringing all the comics and all that stuff to it.
Yeah, like
people loved it.
And
they hate it.
Yeah, and like the artists, each artist, like especially like Ghostface Killer and all them, like, they got multiple albums. So like, it's crazy like how
multiple albums, and you got to think that no group has done that.
Yeah.
And each artist has like multiple albums.
Yeah, and they do movies and stuff and write.
I mean, if I throw other name of groups, they never did that. So Wu-Tang has to go as the best. Like they're the Beatles of hip hop. Real talk, you know what I mean? And who else we got? We got 2 more, right? Two more.
So yeah, Jay-Z, Pac, Wu-Tang, 2 slots.
Let me see. Rakim. I think he started a lot. Rakim. And the fifth one, I would say, man, that's a hard one, man. That's a hard one. I don't know, man. I don't even know. LL Cool J maybe, and the success.
You the first one that said Wu-Tang, Rakim, and LL Cool J.
Yeah.
Why those 3 in particular? I mean, we all know, but like I always like to hear like
I think I threw LL Cool J out there because you know, even though he did love songs and people hated him for that, and he can't rap, but he would still fight back, you know what I'm saying? And he would like try to like, no, I can do
MC,
this. And he wasn't an MC like, you know, like other artists out there. You know, I listen to a lot of underground hardcore rap. You know what I mean? And, you know, we talking about straight hardcore lyricists. It's a different thing. But I'm talking about as an overall, like, dude came from there, and then he started doing movies and all that. You know, and he always had hits, man. He always, even with the love songs, he still had hits. I was like, I don't see him too much now, because now he's like acting now, right?
Yeah, he's older, like, so he do like CSI.
Yeah, he's older now. He's like 50 years old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he don't care about rap no more. But at that time he was. And also I liked him because he always did a lot of remixes, videos. And he used to bring all the artists out. He did the 4321. DMX wasn't even out there. He brought him out there.
Yeah, that's
you know, good. And then, you know, with the I Shot You.
Yeah.
Foxy Brown. He was always trying to grab him before they pop. He would bring him out.
Yeah, man. LL Cool J to me, he's one of like the most. He's I don't want. I guess like in a way he's underrated because you don't understand. Like he was like one of the first artists to really like in hip hop. To even him, Ice-T, Ice Cube, like they was the first ones to do music, movies, shows. Like, they was like the pioneers of that. Queen Latifah, like people don't realize that if it wasn't really for them, it wouldn't be like Jay-Z doing all this stuff and T.I.'s, Ludacris, like it wouldn't be none of them, man.
And Luda, like you say, he's a teacher of some guys from the 90s, you know what I'm saying? He's into Redman and all that stuff, so.
And he was a radio host, so it's
he was a radio host. Yeah, you're right. He was for ATL. I remember,
So it's crazy. And the last question is, where you see yourself 5 to 10 years from now?
That's a good question. I think 10 years from now, I see myself as a filmmaker doing movies, man. Yeah, I think so. And it's funny because when I was a kid, I said, I want to be a filmmaker, but then it just disappeared. You know what I'm saying? The thought disappeared. I ended up doing comics, and somehow I ended up back into the film. I said, yo, it's crazy. I've been doing film for 5 years only, but you look at my videos, and you're like, okay. So I'm thinking, you know, I'm getting into. I'm gonna do the indie film thing. I'm trying to do like 2. I'm getting all that ready. So I think like 10 years from now, I see myself doing that. You know, and I do scores too. I play, you know, music and stuff too. So I said, you know what, I can do my own film. I'm a sound mix, you know, a sound audio engineer. So
you ever looked at like doing like original shows for like Netflix, Hulu, and stuff like that, even for like the HBOs and
that'd be cool.
Because we definitely got to talk. Because I actually want to do a few projects. You know, like one of my first ones is like I want to do like a round table. To talk about like hip hop. So like I want to like how Netflix got the different episodes. Like I don't want like an hour. Like I want to have like maybe 7 episodes.
That's dope.
Different topics and stuff, and just go on from there. You know, so
that's dope, man. People like that. They like that. They like when people speak their minds, and you know what I'm saying. And have different topics of what's going on. Now there's so much stuff you see and hear. You don't even have enough to talk about in 40 minutes. It's like it's so much. You need like 3 hours to talk about stuff. Cause there's so much, you know, on social media. It's like it's crazy. You know. But yeah, man. That's why I see myself. You know?
That's what's up.
Doing a film.
That's what's up. You got any shout outs before we close it up?
Yeah, man. I just want to shout out, man. I just want to shout out all my peoples in South Florida, man. All the lyricists out there, man. Keep rhyming, man. This is Warnutz the Loser. You know, like I've been telling y'all who spoke to me. Y'all know I'm gonna do this film. I'm gonna do the soundtrack. I'm gonna produce it, and I want all y'all in there. And we're gonna do videos for them too. So get ready when I hit you up.
You can hit me up. Before, quick question. How did you come up with that name?
Warnutz. I've always been a delivery guy. So I was a mailman. And I used to deliver to the street called Walnut Street.
Yeah.
So, and I watch a lot of war movies. You know what I mean? So I just changed that L to an R. Warnutz. I said, damn, that sounds creative, man.
Yeah.
And this was, I'm talking about, this was way back. I've had this name for 20 years. So I said, boom, Warnutz. Somehow I kept the name right there, and I've kept it all ever since. Never changed it. And then, of course, the loser was just people messing with me, because at times, there was a time I kept losing jobs. I was losing this, losing that, blah, 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 blah. And then the people would just, as a joke, yo, you're a loser, man. And then it's looking at it like a comic book. Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man, I put Warnutz, the loser, you know what I mean? So I always drew it like that, like a comic book.
Yeah,
that's
man.
why. And it stuck with it. I said, yo, I like that. You know what I'm saying?
You never, that sound like, that sound like a superhero name.
Yeah.
Doing it out there, man. So I appreciate you coming on the show, man.
Yeah, appreciate you having me, man.
Giving me that knowledge. And I just love like just talking to people, that's older.
Okay.
That seen everything.
Gotcha. I appreciate you having me out here, man. Keep doing your thing too, man.
Appreciate it, man.
And it's good, we talking about good topics out here, you know what I mean? Hip hop and what it's really about, because people forget that all this stuff that's popping really was from MCing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, of course, DJing and graffiti and all that, break beats, and we can go on and on. But we're talking about rhyming. People don't get it, but people that know me, man, it's all about bars, man.
Yeah, because y'all don't want
bars, man. We have beats and all that, visuals, but bars, man. Bars is what carries, man.
Y'all don't want you to tell the story and stuff like that.
Yeah, man. So props to everybody, man. Props to all these new artists out there too.
Yeah.
They all doing their thing. 80 million K and all that. These are getting mad hits.
Yeah.
And they young too, man.
Yeah. But this be your boy DJ Anonymous with Sports Biz Music Podcast, episode 47 with Warnutz, the loser, and we out.
Peace.